Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Your salary went up last year, your savings were sitting in the bank, and yet things feel more expensive. Groceries cost more, petrol costs more, school fees cost more. This is inflation, and it is working against you every single day, silently, whether you are paying attention or not. Today we explain exactly what inflation is, why it happens, and most importantly, what you can do about it. Inflation is simply prices going up, rising over time. The same groceries, the same petrol, the same school fees, they all cost more every year. India measures this with the Consumer Price Index or CPI, a basket of 299 goods and services tracked monthly by the government. Over the last decade, India's average inflation has been around 5 to 6%. This is the number you need to beat with every investment you make. Inflation has three main causes. First, demand pull. When too much money chases too few goods, prices rise. India's growing middle class creates persistent demand pressure. Second, cost push. When production costs rise, businesses pass it to you. India imports 85% of its oil, so global oil shocks hit every Indian consumer directly. Third, money supply. When more rupees enter the economy without matching growth in goods and services, each rupee buys less. The RBI manages all of this by controlling interest rates, targeting 4% inflation. Close enough to stimulate growth, not so high that it hurts households. Here is the brutal truth. 1 lakh rupees sitting in a savings account at 3.5%. After 1 year, you have 1 lakh 3,500. But inflation at 6% erodes 6,000 rupees of purchasing power. The real value is only 97,642. You lost money while saving. This is why the formula every investor must know is real return is equals to nominal return minus inflation. A savings account gives you minus 2.5% real return, and FD at 6.5% gives you 0.5%, and then you pay income tax on top of it. An index fund averaging 12% gives you 6% real return. This is the difference between saving money and growing money. Let's make this personal. Groceries that cost 3,000 a month in 2014 cost 5,400 today, an 80% increase in 10 years. A 8,000 rupee apartment in a tier 1 city is now 15,000. Petrol went from 72 rupees to 105 rupees per litre. On school fees, private school fees have risen over 130% in many cities. Education inflation in India runs at 10 to 15% per year, far above the headline CPI. If Raju wants to send his child to a private engineering college in 2034, that 5 lakh fee today will likely cost 13 to 18 lakh. Healthcare costs rise at 8 to 14% per year. This is why health insurance is not optional, it is essential. To beat inflation, you must earn a higher real return than the inflation rate. Cash at home loses 6% of its value every year. A savings account gives you minus 2.5% real return, and FD at 6.5% barely keeps up. And then you pay income tax. Equity funds averaging 12% historically gives you around a 6% real return after inflation. PPF at 7.1% tax-free gives you about 1% real return, safe and guaranteed. The key insight is equity is the best long-term inflation hedge because companies raise their prices with inflation and your investment grows with them. Here is the practical system. Divide your money into 3 buckets. Bucket 1, your emergency fund of 3 to 6 months salary. Keep this in a savings account or FD. Safety matters more than returns here. Bucket 2, short-term goals of 1 to 3 years for a wedding or a car or a trip. FD or invest in a FD, debt funds or recurring deposits. Bucket 3, it is long-term wealth creation of 5 years and beyond. This is where index fund, SIPs, BPFs or ELSs go. This bucket beats inflation decisively. Raju's monthly allocation 20% to bucket 1 until full, 20% to bucket 2, 60% to bucket 3. Simple, consistent and inflation proof. Inflation is not your enemy, inaction is. Prices will always rise. That is how every growing economy works. The only question is whether your money grows faster than prices do. Savings accounts say no, index funds say yes, historically every time. The formula is simple. Understand that inflation runs at 5 to 6% in India. Calculate real returns on everything. Match your investment pool to your time horizon. And start today. Let compounding do the work. Thanks for watching.